My name is Syed Shahzeb, and I am a fellow at a university in London. My specialization is in cancer research, and I have been working for about 8 years there. Well, every Shia person grows up with Karbala in his life. And there are loads of stories, there are loads of traditions, there are loads of events that you are associated. But in today's day and age, everybody also is aware what Karbala is like today. I mean, you can see it on the internet, you can see it. Gone are those days where you have imagination playing a role in what Karbala is. But like I said, it's a part of your identity, and you've grown up with it, and that's exactly what Karbala is. Well, first of all, you are seeing what you have heard all this while. So you are experiencing, experiencing a different kind of spirituality when you are here, and you're overwhelmed. I mean, that is the word that I would describe my experience with. I mean, you are completely overwhelmed with emotions which might not be describable in words, but they are there. They are there around you when you are entering either of the harams, and you just go speechless. You go numb, and your emotions overtake you. That is exactly what you feel, which back home, until and unless you have been here, it's very difficult to comprehend. Well, when you are in the haram, yes, I mean, you are overwhelmed, you are spiritually enlightened, but outside there's an air of what Karbala was. But clearly, as you see that commercialization has taken over, it's not the same as it used to be. So there are differences, but again, like I said, it's a very spiritual place once you are inside the harams, of course. Well, like I mentioned before, it's a part of your identity. And there are certain events that have taken place in history that transcend moments that they have occurred in. So for example, let me give you an example of crucifixion of Christ. Let me give you an example of enlightenment of Buddha, for example, from Siddhartha. And similarly, the event that took place in Karbala has just transcended time and space that it has been in. So, and it's gone stronger and stronger every year. Now you see the Arba'in processions, and it's just one of these. So when you come here, you just become a part of that event. You just associate with that event in first hand, which until you come here, again, it's very difficult to experience. I hope so. I certainly hope so. I mean, usually what happens is that our busy lives takes over. I mean, over here, like you said, we keep our busy lives aside, and then we just completely engrossed in what we have come for. But going back, well, I do certainly hope that I will maintain what I am do, and certainly rub it off on some of my friends and family, and let's see how it goes. Well, two things.
Something relating to fantasy.
Well, I wouldn't say fantasy. I would say it imagination. I wouldn't use the word fantasy.
I would use the word fantastic. I mean,
what's fantastic about Karbala?
What would make them, feel about it?
Yeah.
The young people.
Well, I would say that they have to come here. You have to come here to experience. And I'm sure that people who come here once do come here again and again. It's just because of the simple fact that you begin to associate with things that you have only heard about, and then this is your identity. This is what you are, and this is who you have to have solidarity with. So I would say, I think that is what one has to understand very well. Well, I wouldn't mind coming to Arba'in, but I would feel that I think, yes, that takes a very different level of determination, of course. But again, I would say that I am not coming here for determination is not the right word to use here, but I would say I would come here for my own personal enlightenment, like I said. Some people get enlightenment by doing that walk. I get enlightenment by just sitting in the haram and just looking at the zari. And so it might not be that you have to come for Arba'in. You can come at any time of the day, any time of the year, as long as you get what you want from this place. It's just overwhelming. It's just overwhelming. Overwhelming is the word. You have absolutely no emotions. You just thinking about all the events that would have taken place. And it just overtakes you. You just become numb, and it's just overwhelming. That's the word. Well, of course, Imam Hussein, he gave up everything that he had to fight against this oppression. And I think that is what exactly is happening in today's world. It's a complete reflection. If you look all around you, you see oppression, and unless you stand up for it, unless you have solidarity with the oppressed, it's very difficult. And I think that is what Imam Hussein taught us. Never try to not speak against oppressors. I think the tragedy of Hazrat Ali Asghar, because it's just, he wasn't meant to be a part of the war. I mean, how can you have such a small baby be a part of a war? And I think when you are being oppressed, the oppressor doesn't see what age, who you are, what you are, because he's so mad in his ego that he just doesn't care. And I think that is extremely heartbreaking, because you lose all your humanity there. I don't think you need to go back 1400 years. You just need to go a couple of 100 kilometers from here, and you'll see that exactly same environment in Mosul. You'll see it in Fallujah. You'll see it in. You don't need to. You just read papers. You just see television, and it's all over the place. And it's exactly the same thing happening. There is one that is oppressor. He's not letting you live your life, and there's one being oppressed. And oppression can be against anybody. It doesn't have to be one religion. It doesn't have to be one tribe. It can be anything. And you don't have to travel back to 1400. You just have to look around yourself. Well, my message would be, if you get a chance, anyhow, just come here. It's a very different experience, and it just changes the way you look at the tragedy completely. When you're in the haram, when you see young soldiers' bodies coming in every day, you get to be in solidarity with them against the oppression that is around here. So I think on television we just don't get that thing, but when you see that in person, it's very overwhelming, it's very emotional, and I just like to say that if you have to be in solidarity with them, you have to come here and experience it yourself at first hand.
My name is Khaled Al-Haiery, and I am 25 years of age. I am from South Australia, Adelaide, and I am a sign writer and a graphic designer. After 25 years, I was blessed to come to this holy place, heaven on earth. It was a very strange feeling. I always dreamt of it, I always had imaginations in my head, but when I came here, there was a warm feeling in my heart, and it felt like I've always been here and I've been here before. It was a very good feeling. It's the feeling, it's the sensational feeling that you get when you come here. The pictures sort of show the plot and how the Karbala looks like, but when you step foot into this holy place, it gives you another dimension. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what I wanted. The only thing that came to my head was Allahumma ajjal lawlik al-faraj. So that was the only thing that came to my head, and I said it. And then, other needs came, and I asked the Imam. One of my du'as was to ask me to come here and invite me to come here every year with my family, and to be able to touch the shrine again and be and have that warm feeling again. Yes, they were a little bit shocked. They said that you're going to get bombed or you're going to get attacked by ISIS. But I said, it doesn't matter. Karbala worth everything in my life, and if I'm going to die in this way, let it be. We all die one day. And if I'm going to die going to Karbala, that's the best opportunity. The security is good. Everywhere they sort of check you up and down before you actually enter any gate. I think it's good. The security is very high. I think the qualities should be have a pure heart, come here with a decision, have the ma'rifah when you step in this holy city of Karbala, and sort of know what you want and why you're here and who is buried in this holy place, and appreciate your position on this land. I'll be shocked if anyone would say, I don't want to come here. It's usually the security, and they sort of are scared that they might, be attacked by ISIS. But if you look at the narrations from the Imams, Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, they say even if you're going to die and you know you're going to die, go and visit the shrine. It's worth it. It's worth the whole world. I would do anything to come here again, to be able to put my foot in this land again and kiss the ground. As I said, when I entered Karbala, so many feelings came to my heart. I was just going to fall onto the ground and just kiss the ground. But, Imam Hussein gives you this warm feeling that you sort of are invited here and you sort of cool down. You don't have that. I think Imam Hussein alayhi salam, because over there in Adelaide, I'm very active in the Husseiniyah. So and I have a lot of interactions with Imam Hussein alayhi salam in my heart. So when I come here, when I visit the shrine and his holy grave, I feel linked. I feel the connection. Inshallah, Allah accepts our connection, because I don't know if it's connected, not connected, if it's accepted, not accepted. But inshallah, it's accepted. Yeah, I think it's never enough. I think the more you do is still not enough. So one of my du'as was to give me the opportunity to go and be able to work harder to raise the Imam Hussein's flag in the other part of the world. The technology here and the lifestyle is not the best, but the feeling that you have when you sort of live here, it's a sensational feeling. It just feels like home. It's crazy. Because when I go to other parts of the world, like for example Iran, I don't have that feeling. It feels strange to me, and it feels a bit behind in life. The way the buildings are and everything, and the way people live. But in Iraq, even though it's not the best lifestyle, but it feels so comfortable. It's a great comfortable, and it's a great comfort. Even though today I went to Karbalai, I didn't have that feeling for some reason. But in Karbala, I have that comfort zone. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if everyone has the same feeling, but I definitely have it. Yes, what I ask from from Abu Fadl al-Abbas is that make me be like you and serve Hussein the way you did. Whereas when I go to Imam Hussein alayhi salam, it's a different story. I say accept me, as a servant. But when I go to Abu Fadl al-Abbas, I say to him, I ask him to make me become like you. So it's a little bit different. Yeah, a little bit. It comes and goes. It's hard to imagine that day. You can really imagine those days when you're in different majalis outside Karbala, when the preacher is sort of telling us a story. But when I come here, I don't know what it is. Like, I feel so comfortable. And when I think of what happened back 1400 years ago, it does make me feel very sad, and my heart does break. But then, all of a sudden, it just cools down again. It's crazy. It's unexplainable. Make sure you come here every year. Make sure you come and visit the holy shrines of Abu Fadl al-Abbas, Imam Hussein alayhi salam. It's a sensational feeling. You'll never have this feeling anywhere else in the world. And come.